Why file a US tax return when you don't even live in the US anymore? Because you might be getting thousands in refunds every single year, even with no US income. Watch and learn. Hello, I'm Natalie, CEO of MyExpatTaxes and fellow parent. This video is dedicated out to all those parents out there juggling family life with the added bonus of international family get-togethers during a pandemic and staying on top of their US expat taxes. So kudos to you. Now let's dive in and figure out how to get you a refund to make it worth all the effort. What is a child tax credit? In short, U.S. tax filing parents can claim a credit between $1,400 and $3,600 per qualifying child on their U.S. tax return every year. This credit will first lower any U.S. tax due on your return, but if you still have remaining credit left over, that means it can be refundable, which means the IRS would actually pay you this money. But the key term to hold on to here is, what is a qualifying child? Is your child a qualifying child? There are three main checks. Can you claim your child as a dependent on your tax return? If you're unsure, check out MyExpatTaxes. We'll help you determine that for free. Does your child have a valid U.S. Social Security number by the due date of your tax return, including extensions? And is your child young enough? You'll need to know their age as of December 31st of that tax year. The age threshold was under age 18 for the 2021 tax year and under age 17 for all other tax years. How much child tax credit can you get per child? Well, it depends on what year we're talking. For the 2021 tax year that we file now in calendar year 2022, we have special increased amounts due to the pandemic. $3,600 per child under the age of 6, $3,000 per child aged 6 to 17, and for the 2020 tax year and prior, the amount was $2,000 per child under the age of 17. So how much of the child tax credit is actually refundable? Well, this depends on more than just the tax year. It also depends on your expat status. And for the 2021 tax period, the big question is, did you spend more than half of 2021 living in the US? The IRS defines living in the U.S. for a majority of 2021 as if you or your spouse, if filing jointly, had a principal place of abode in the United States for more than one half of 2021. This means that your main home was in the 50 states or the District of Columbia for more than one half of 2021. Your main home can be any location where you regularly live. Your main home may be your house, apartment, mobile home, shelter, temporary lodging, or other location, and doesn't need to be the same physical location throughout the year. You don't need a permanent address. And possibly the most important part, if you're temporarily away from your main home because of illness, education, business, or vacation, you are generally treated as living in your main home. So if you are abroad due to a temporary reason listed on the screen, you can still certify in MyExpatTaxes that you were considered as living in the U.S., your main home, for the majority of 2021. Also, for those that are stationed abroad, no worries. U.S. military personnel stationed outside the United States on extended active duty are considered to have a main home in the United States for purposes of claiming a child tax credit. Coming back to the refundable amount calculation. So if you had a main home in the US for more than half of 2021, then the full amount would be refundable. Let me repeat that for you expats out there in Antarctica. The full amount would be refundable. So that's $3,600 per child aged under 6, $3,000 per child aged between 6 and 17. But if you did not have a main home in the US for more than half of 2021, then you can only claim the normal $1,400 per child as a refundable amount. And for years prior to 2021, so for tax period 2020, 2019, regardless of your expat status, you can only claim the normal amount of $1,400 per child as a refundable child tax credit. You must be thinking, wait, I don't have any US income. I don't pay any US taxes. Why would the US government give me a tax refund? Well, like many other countries, the US will provide financial assistance to parents in the form of tax credits and refunds, regardless of where you live or work. Just keep in mind, you cannot get a refund if you use the foreign earned income exclusion or your earned income is not high enough. If that sounds confusing, don't worry, we got you. MyExpatTaxes will calculate what you're eligible for. MyExpatTaxes is the only tax software out there that really specializes in and optimizes US expat tax returns. So we got you. Keep in mind, there are a few things are related to this topic that I haven't really covered in this video, but I'll briefly touch on them right now. If you got advanced child tax credits, the IRS would have sent you letter 6419. Make sure you at least model your return on MyExpatTaxes before April 18, 2022, because any excess advance payments need to be paid back to the IRS stat. The Child and Dependent Care Credit also got major increases and is refundable for those that lived in the US for more than half of 2021. And lastly, if you have children without a US Social Security number or just added a new family member last year, file an extension via MyExpatTaxes ASAP. Then you have until October 17, 2022 to get your ducks in a row to claim both the refundable child tax credits and that stimulus money. If you're interested in getting more information on these related topics or any others, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe. Otherwise, I won't make these videos because I'm not really a fan of talking to the camera. But hey, the times we live in, right? We gotta do what we gotta do. So talk to you later on MyExpatTaxes, where if you opt to work with one of our expat tax professionals, you might end up working with me directly. And as always, to learn more, you can explore the MyExpatTaxes Help Center.